Welcome back to the Nimrodjaune podcast. I'm your host, Jack Adewale, and we're in a new area this time. Uh, we're in the living room. For these next 10 podcasts I'm doing, I want to space them out into different areas. I don't want to do them in the same space. I don't want to repeat a space, so I don't really know when the next podcast area going to be, but I don't know when I get there. But yeah, welcome back to the Nimrodjaune podcast. I'm your host, Jack Adewale, and if you're new here, welcome. I talk about life and things that go on in my life and things that I experience, and I just feel like I share them to the world. Uh, if you're new, subscribe, like the video. Thank you guys for all the love shown in the past week or so, whether it's on the TikTok, the Instagram, the YouTube, whatever platform I post on. Thank y'all for all the love and support. I think the last time I recorded a podcast, we were at 50. Were we at 50? I don't know. I don't remember exactly. But we were at something, and now we're at 54 subs. So thank y'all for that. We're 35 on IG and 33 on the. Just doing a lot. We're just doing us, man. I'm really appreciative of all the support that's being shown. Just got back from school. But without further ado, let's jump right into it. I made the video. I was at the pond that I used to. So, if you watched the Beware the Mask video, that video, the pond that y'all seen there, I was there again on Saturday. I was studying for the SAT that I have to take soon. And I did a walk around. I recorded a video of basically talking about our childhood. And the idea came from me searching up, right? I was searching up, like, how long is our childhood for real? Like, I was really curious, like, how long is our childhood? And Google told me it's about 12 to 13 years. That's just, okay, how long is, like, the average lifespan? And I was told it's about, like, 76. And that was just so bizarre to me, because it was like, for something that doesn't take up a good quantity of our life, to have that much impact on us is so crazy. Just think about it. Your childhood is a direct correlation to who you are as a person right now. My childhood is a direct correlation to who I am right now. The reason why I struggle with impatience came from my childhood. The reason why I just stay to myself a lot come from my childhood. A lot of the stuff that deals with us and who we are as a person came from our childhood. But our childhood is such a small portion. Like, in my life right now, it's the majority of my life because I'm not that old yet. But for older people, like 60, 70, it's such a small amount. Yet it's such a drastic difference or such a drastic impact on our life. And I was thinking, but I was watching an Instagram reel. It was a guy in the studio. I don't even know who he was in the studio with. I don't know. But he was talking about the Frank Ocean lyrics. It was like, I've been living. It was in Siegfried. I think they say the name. I'll put the dreams have been another man's mind, and I got me thinking. This is yesterday night. It had me thinking. Wow. Like, a lot of our thoughts aren't really our thoughts at all. And that could probably be another video, but I just want to talk about it right now. A lot of our ideas really aren't our ideas. It comes from something that influenced us to make the idea. For this, I was outside. For this podcast, everything about this podcast, I was outside, and just me being in nature and letting the sun, just everything around me, it just influenced me to come up with this. Our thoughts aren't really our own for the most part. A lot of our thoughts come from an influence of something. A lot of our dreams, a lot of our goals came from our parents and their desires for us to do this, go into this field. If you're African or anything of a foreigner outside of America, you know that. I'm not saying that America though, but I just know because what I live, they push you to want to be something that you may not want to do for the sake of this is what they deem to be successful. This is what they deem to be this. This is what they deem to be that. So while you're doing it, you're pursuing another man's goal. You're not really pursuing your own. Because if you wanted to pursue your own, they would just shoot you down. Stay on this, right? For example, I wanted to do real estate. I want to be a real estate agent, right? I told my mom about this. She's like, what do you want to do? I'm like, I want to do real estate. Boy, if you would have seen her face, you would have thought I said I kill people. She was just like straight face. She was like, I was laughing. It's just like, what are you making that face for? I just said I want to do real estate. And then she was just like, yeah, nah. And to me, this is the most egotistical thing my mom has ever done. You can call it love. I call it ego. She created a list of different careers I could have outside of real estate. That is the most egotistical thing I've ever heard in my life. Your son says he wants to do something, you shut it down, and then you say, no, this is what you're gonna do. That's crazy. And then we brought it up to my dad, and my dad was like, hell no. I have to go do, I don't even remember that day. I remember I was crying. That's not the last time I cried, but that's like the third last time I cried, because I was fucking mad, bro. And then they had audacity to talk to me about some fucking Christmas. Like they didn't just shoot my dreams down. Like, what do you want for Christmas? You just shot my dreams down, you asked me what I want for fucking Christmas? And then I was just like, you know, I'm just gonna do architectural engineering, bro. And it's not even my own dream. It's not even my own goal for real. That's what I'm talking about. A lot of our thinking is not our own. It comes from something else. Like I was just saying, that came from my family. Frank Ocean, I don't really know what he was, like where he got that one from, but I'm assuming he came from somebody in his life. We all are affected by something. We all get influenced by something, whether it's in a positive or it's in a negative way. We have the power to, I wouldn't say control what influences, but how much impact it has on us, and to the point of which severity, how much we use it. Because if I'm around someone 24/7, I'm going to pick up their dialect. I'm going to pick up the way they talk. I'm going to pick up the lingo that they use. I'm going to pick up these things. If I'm hanging around my friend, I've picked up lingo that I've used in probably some of these videos. And them hanging around me, they probably pick up some of my lingo. They try to say some of the stuff I say. Like, I don't know, every day I'm like, hey, shot it. Like, I'll just say, hey, shot it. I'll just say that to everybody. Hey, shot it. Hey, shot it. Hey, shot it. Hey, shot it. And they try to say it, but they don't sound like how I would say it. But it's still like them hanging around me, they'll say it. That's kind of how it is. Like, when you hang around your family long enough, you'll pick up some things in your family, like the small things, like the tonal inflection, the microaggression that your family has, like the small stuff that you'll start to notice just by being around them. You'll pick them up. That's why it's like when you become a parent, if anybody becomes a parent, you need to be very conscious of what you show your kid. Like Gilbert Arenas, like take for example Gilbert Arenas. I was watching one of his podcasts, not one of his podcasts, but he was doing an interview, right? And he was talking about how his dad was just always just so like, oh, they failed, I failed, I'll just try again. I failed, I'll just try again. And his dad didn't realize that Gilbert was paying attention to that. He didn't know that he was learning from that. He was actually utilizing that. You don't really know what your kid is picking up on. Like, our kid, like, I think like as we get older, we tend to forget because we've been grown for so long, or we've had our mind, it has been developed for so long that we forget that those younger than us brains aren't developed fully. They aren't fully aware of what's going on. They aren't fully adapted to what we're doing. And they may see something we're doing right now and be like, okay, I want to do it. Even though they shouldn't, they just see us doing it, so they just think it's a good thing. That's why I'm saying that we need to be careful what we show to the little kid. Because I have little siblings that I don't really want to show them my negative side. I don't really want to show them the negative, even though I might get into that on the later topics. I'm not there. I'm not ready yet to talk about that. But I just feel like we need to be more careful because we only have such a finite amount of time with people to mold them into what we are. And this is still on the topic of our childhood, but I'm going to get into more parenting because it's more abundant that I'm seeing it now of kids who picked up on their parents' habits. Like I knew kids that were smoking at like elementary school age, and kind of find out their parents smoke with them. And it's if my son did smoke, hypothetically, I don't have any, but if I did, if he did smoke, I would want him to smoke with me, but I wouldn't want my son to even see me smoking ever. I don't even want my little siblings to hear me cussing. I don't want them to see that side of me because that's not what they need. Because kids will pick up on anything that you give them. Any little thing that they may think is good is bad, they pick up on because they don't know any better. What is it? For example, I was around my dad when I was younger. This is how I picked up cussing. I was around my dad when I was younger. He started cussing. I'm like, okay. Brother started doing it. I started doing it. And guess what happened? My little sisters do it. They took it to a whole different level of cussing. Like they just, one of my sisters I don't like. I've openly admitted it. She's on a whole nother level of it. It's like, wow. She just goes and does not stop. That type of level of cussing. And it's like, I get mad because it's like, I see like what I did. And I'm sort of mad that I did it. Because I see like what I did in her. I see it. I see the cussing. I see me, second grade, cussing up a storm. I see it in her. But by the time I got to her age, like, my cousin is very like minimal. I want to say minimal because I still feel like I use it too much. But it's not to where I was a kid, because when you're a kid and you start cussing, you try to use it in every sentence. You try to use fuck, shit, bitch in every sentence you could possibly think of. Not knowing that it's only okay in some situations, and in some situations it's not okay to cuss at all. In some situations you can get away with it maybe, but for the most part, you need to tone it down. And that's what the age she's at. She doesn't know that she has to tone it down. We just have to be more careful about the influences we give to other people because we don't know who's paying attention. We don't really know who's watching and looking at us like, okay, I want to do that. We don't really know. And based upon that, let's think of it like boxing, right? As a boxer, you have training camps where you have trainers who come help you out to get you right. And you're doing the training side with the pads or whatever. There's the boxer and then the trainer. Let's think of our parents as the trainers and us as the boxer. They're training us to become this person, right? And we have, for the most part, no real choice of who our trainer becomes. We have no real choice in how they become, what they become, or what they do. We have no control over that. But what we do have control over is what we take from that person and how do we utilize it. Like the advice I give from this, I got it from my mom. My mom does this stuff. She's not a therapist, she don't give that advice, but like if somebody comes to talk to you, she'll talk. This is where I got it from. And I just happen to use it for YouTube. My dad does the same thing. I just happen to use it for YouTube. Listening, my dad does the same thing. I just so happen to do it for YouTube. If I hear something coming from upstairs, we in the trap with it, right? And speaking about sort of the past, right? I want to touch on this because I feel like it's a personal opinion of mine. I think the past somewhat affects the present. And what I mean by that is, this was probably 2-3 years ago, right? I'm probably a freshman. No, 3 years ago, I was a freshman. And I'm just going through life, right? But my brain is always going back to summer of 2021. I'm in my dad's basement. I have my own room. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. It's just constantly going back. To the point where it's like, what was so good about that time that makes me go back? Now think about it. And there's this thing called roles of respect. retrospection. I think that's how you say the word, right? I probably butchered it, but it's basically talking about how when you look back on the past, your brain only highlights the good parts, it doesn't highlight the bad parts. So then I'll go through the messages, I'll go through times that don't like certain memory, like, oh, that happened. Okay, that happened. Okay, that happened. But then it would just be like, 2021 wasn't really that good of a year for real. But I still have some type of emotional attachment to it. I don't really know what it is. Like today, I don't really think about it because I be so focused on what I'm doing now and how my life is now, what I'm doing now, that I don't even care what I was doing last year. What I was doing last year doesn't matter. What I'm doing right now is the only thing that matters to me and what I'm gonna do personally. And even though I should use the past as some form of a reflection tool, I don't ever want to look back at the past for real, because the past has already happened. Like I was doing work at school today. I don't really care about that. There's no real point in me going back and reflecting on, okay, what did I do? This, even though I should, because it would help me become a better person. I just feel like I'm really afraid of it, you could say. Like I don't really want to go explore the past. I just don't want to open up that valley of me having to confront that, okay, that's my fault. Even though I don't hate accountability, it's a different level when you have to keep confronting yourself about it. Just keep over and over and over about something that's already happened. Like you're just constantly antagonizing yourself about this happened. Damn, you messed up here. You're like, yeah, I messed up. That's cool. Damn, you did this. Damn, you did this. Damn, you did this. Like, I've done that before, and it was just like, there's no point in doing this. I hated it. So it was just like, what am I doing this for? I'm not gaining nothing out of it. All I'm doing right now is just blaming myself for something that happened in the past that I cannot change. I don't have any real attachment to any real year. Like people would ask me, what's the best year of your life? Like I don't have a year. Like my brother told me 2016 was it, or 2017? I don't remember. It was one of those years where he was like, that's the best year of my life. And I was like, why? He was just like, our friend was here, the music was this, Fortnite was that. I'm just like, okay. Like your best year of your life. Like he's been on this year for almost 20 years. And the best year of his life, he was 11 years old, 10 years old. He's 19 now. To me, that sounds very depressing. Because that makes me believe that, oh, you're not trying to make your life fun. You're just coasting. You're not really doing anything to try and make your life better. You're just coasting. Like, that's my personal opinion. If your favorite time of your life is anything over 5 years ago, you need to start doing some more things with your life. And I don't mean that in no disrespect at all. I just cannot fathom me wanting to be myself 6 years ago. I can't even imagine myself wanting to be myself my freshman year compared to who I am now, because what am I doing now? I enjoy doing this. I don't want to have to start over the fact that I do this. I don't want to start over the fact of me learning everything I know about poetry and what I'm writing about poetry now. I don't want to do that. I don't want to learn about everything I know about editing and like things like that. I don't want to relearn those things if I got to that point. So I want to enjoy what I do now. So to the fact that people feel like my brother, like his favorite time of his life was 9 years ago, that says more about him, that he's not doing stuff with his life to make his life more productive. And yes, I get it. 2016 was like a magical year for some people. I lived in the same year as y'all. I just don't see it. I have money now. I have more freedom now. I'm older, taller, stronger. Like everything in my life compared to then. Some things still the same, still on the track. But for the most part, me as an individual, I've changed 9 years ago. If 9 years ago was my best year, then what I'm doing right now has to be double that. or maybe even quadruple that. Just focus on what's right now and what's to come. Reflecting on the past and thinking about all the pleasant memories of the past, try to escape what's going on right now, will only make today feel even more colder and painful. You need to focus on what you're doing now. Everything in the past has already happened. Leave it alone. You can't touch it. You can't alter it. Even if you had a time machine, you did it. Everything in your life will change because of it. And if you think it's for the positive, sure, be my guest to try to go get a time machine. For me, I would never want to go back in the past to change anything. Because my love for YouTube has been here throughout the years. Even every single time that I failed and just stopped, it's always been here. So I never felt like I need to go back to anything I've ever done. Thank you for listening. Comment, like, subscribe if you made it this far. And I'll see you guys next week. Peace.